Hello, friends and family. How are you today? Norm says hello. I hope you're doing well. Of course, he hopes you're doing very well too. It is past Valentine's Day, and I apologize that I didn't manage in a few days after getting my last one done to continue on, but I've just been tired. I guess my heart's not been in it. That's a joke, but it's true. I really struggle sometimes to get motivated. I think I had a lot more motivation years ago when I first started doing this, but Norm and I both tire very easily, and we both have some issues that are slowing us down. I don't know if I said anything to you about it or not, but he's going to have hernia surgery again. So he's been pretty miserable for many months, like 6 months, since this summer when he caused that by overdoing it outside with the boat and the trailer, pushing it around. So he's been putting it off, but he did see a surgeon last week. The surgeon that did his other surgery exactly a year ago. And he said he would take care of it. It wouldn't be anywhere near what he went through a year ago. But so he's going to have his 6 weeks lifting restrictions again. So he's been kind of putting it off, and we've been very blessed that there hasn't been snow here since Halloween. Not much anyways. Halloween, we got one of our biggest snowfalls. And 2 nights ago, on Valentine's Day, we got our second biggest snowfall. 2 holidays. Isn't that nuts? We got 5.1 inches in our city where we are. So it's very white and bright out there. He did go out and try to push some snow off the patio gently, but he's not feeling very good. So I hate to ask him to do a lot of lifting. You can imagine all the lifting with trading out all of the PYREX in the kitchen there. We have to carry it upstairs from the basement. I just have hesitated to do too much, too fast, and just every time he tries to lift anything or put away bins for me, they have to go way up high out in the garage. That's pretty heavy lifting, so he doesn't feel so great afterwards. So sorry to tell you that, but I prefer that you know why we've slowed down. Part of the reason anyways. I have my issues too that are slowing me down, but we do the best we can, and I know you're very, very appreciative. You always have been. And we're so grateful for you that you are willing to look at our videos even if they are after the holiday. I was feeling pretty good about the fact that just today I got notice from a very big channel, very popular fellow who decorates to the hilt for the holidays. A particular line of decor that's very, very elaborate. He just put out his entire home tour, and he didn't talk, he just went through it with the camera. It's all very beautiful. But I felt better knowing that if he can do it 2 days after, post his video 2 days after Valentine's Day, maybe I can still be doing some of this too. I still have the living room yet. It's very pretty in there. I know you're really going to enjoy seeing that. It's been a lot of work, but as I say, It is fun to look at all this holiday stuff. It is fun to try to come up with some ideas. And I hope that I have found some new things to show you. This tablecloth you may have seen when we were at Shalom thrift store in Cambridge, Minnesota. I found this. It was marked new and it was only $3 and it was really stiff. But after I washed it and used conditioner, it's a little softer. I tried a darker red tablecloth underneath it and it didn't look so great. So I changed it to a lighter red and I think that helped. And I have had these milk glass pieces for a very, very long time. I've had the roses for a very, very long time. And probably last year and the year before I might have found these. I know I found them at Goodwill. They're in abundance. They're Avon. So I don't have them lit right now, but I've had the cherubs for many, many years before I was doing videos. I used to put them out for Valentine's Day all the time. So I have another set like this, but I found it was really difficult to put them on lucite candles. Lucite candles are pretty skinny. So that wasn't working so well. I did struggle finding something. I mean, I've had these white real candles that I purchased for the living room, 2 sets of them. Oh, many years ago when I started doing videos probably, because I liked it with all the milk glass. But they fit pretty good on there. It seems like the bigger candles, the full size, these are the shorter ones. They seem to work better on maybe that size candle. So I hope you will find some of these changes and new things interesting. They're all thrifted as usual. This is from Jennifer Dawson. She sent me a package a couple years ago. These are made in Hong Kong. She knew I loved the doves and Valentine's decor. So that was really sweet of Jennifer. I hope she's doing okay. She certainly showered us with some fun gifts. It's plastic, and they're all kind of different positions. Very nice set. I love them. Thank you again, Jennifer. Isn't this fun? There is a channel that has all of this framed art for your television. I just love it. I did find some sweet ambiance videos for your TV. I just happened across one with roses on it, and I started looking at all the ones on his channel, and they were just so fun for all the different holidays. There's a lot of St. Patty's Day ones coming up that he's created. I will hopefully remember to put a link in there in the description below as to who this channel is. But that was pretty neat to find a crazy Cupid with a little bit of blue in it, because I decided to print out another picture for up here. I thought that was cute. This vase you've seen before. It does have the Amberina effect on the bottom. These 2 tiny, tiny little milk glass candle holders. I did finally manage to find 2 tiny little candles to go in there that fit okay. And these 2, last year I found them at Goodwill, and I was so thrilled. It looks like one is telling a secret and saying shh on the left, and the other one is trying to hear what that secret is. So that was very sweet to find them. It's the only pair I have that are sitting off the shelf like that. pretty fun. I did show you I had thrifted this rose a couple years ago at least, and I just found this at the Goodwill. So that is a vintage candle holder, votive I should say, and the bottom says patent number FAROY USA. And I have two of them upstairs that I already showed you with the little cherubs up there on that big metal shelf that are in red. So that was really neat. I think it was $1.25 or something like that. And we've had that pretty candy box for a long time now. The foil is always so fun. It's a little bit different pink, isn't it? And I just thrifted this too. I don't remember where, but I might find the time to put in a few things, but it was very reasonable, and I do tend to find an awful lot at the Goodwill close to our house here. I did share that last year. So all of these are the little things either made in China, porcelain things made in China that I found last year, or there's going to be some new things mixed in, like this shell is new. You can see it better this way. I did have the basket a couple years or so. I did have the kitty salt and pepper Japan set for quite a few years, and the little teeny dogs in a basket. I almost didn't get it because I kind of thought the brown tint on the basket there was a little dirty looking in a way. But I just thought, well, they're little puppy dogs and a flower, so how can you go wrong? And I did like a touch of blue on some of these, so I got that probably from the Goodwill, and I just found this too for $2. There's a little thrift store in Pine City, maybe a church one, I'm not certain, but I came home with two things from there. Couldn't believe my eyes. Now this one, I don't know if it does say anything. Oh yeah, guess what? Lefton. $2. Yeah, that's thrift store. Is so inexpensive. So I was just there on Valentine's Day. They were open, and this was there for $2. I was so surprised. Let me see if I can find what it says. Yeah, it just says made in Japan. So these are, older pieces. The China ones are newer, but you've seen me thrift some of these. I think they're very fun. And these are two very fancy Japan pieces. Crazy. I found the one on the right with the little guy so cheap at St. Croix Falls Family Pathways when we were shopping for, was it Halloween stuff? Oh, quite a few months back. Yep, that was... I wasn't crazy about the purple because I wasn't adding that color in too if I could help it. But that was just too fancy to pass up. And just crazy price. A few dollars maybe. So down here, two more little covered dishes. Yeah, I did do a video in the Goodwill and some other town of the one on the right, finding that one, and possibly that one on the left, but I just can't remember. So that is the cabbage rose little, I don't know, would you call that a swung vase too? I sometimes think of them as stretch, but I don't know. Crazy candy. Norm gave me this beautiful card day before Valentine's Day or so. He's always giving me beautiful cards. I usually save them. Usually. I got quite a stash. Yeah, because he does that for most holidays. Valentine's Day, my birthday, Christmas. Yeah, they're so sweet. So that's very thoughtful of him. He's always been very thoughtful. This is a new find. Tiny little one with birdies on it. And this was a gift from our niece. I'm going to have to send her a text message. Today is her birthday. Robin. Happy birthday, Robin. And many, many more. Blessings of the day. So that is a gorgeous piece, and I don't know who made it, but I did share it in our living room when I did a turquoise and orange and white theme with obviously the black we have too. So you saw this last year. Most likely another Japan piece, quite fancy. Planter. Yeah, just got the little sticker on it. Made in Japan. Gotta get that back centered. Victorian styled, very old milk glass plates. The one with the cherub in a cloud, I'm thinking, and this one here. She's about to get love struck with Cupid's arrow. Look at the design on the edges are just so ornate. Beautiful. Here you can see, because the sun is shining in enough here, where you can see the ring of fire on the edge there. It's because of what's in the glass, what's in the milk glass. I forget what mineral it is that will do that, will make it glow like that. And same with the eagle and flag one up there. Well, yeah, there's a flag at the top. I've had that one up all year, but I thought you'd enjoy seeing those two old ones. So sweet. Another reason why it took me so long to get this video done is because I had Norm take out all the brown and golds in PYREX casseroles that I had in there. And I decided that I was really liking the idea of bringing up from down in the shelving downstairs some of our biggest pieces of milk glass. I had fun doing that the past 2 days, trying to figure it all out and dusting everything. Those mid-century, a rooster, I just don't know what it's meant to be. Maybe I could look that up sometime, but those mugs were tucked away in the back row. I have 3 rows of mugs. The ones in the very back row now are the holly ones that I had out for Christmas, and then there's plain ones in the middle. So I really do get a lot of storage out of this sweet handmade hutch that we found in the basement of the Mall of St. Paul. Very retro place that we just really enjoy going to for many years now. So I had fun trying to come up with some smaller pieces in front, but take advantage of the bud vases, even though they're very inexpensive bud vases. I did have them out for Christmas, as you may recall, on the shelving in the living room with ornaments sitting on top of them. I use the tallest ones, as you also may recall, for my bangle bracelets. So I have a long row of the tallest bud vase in the back sides there. And I just found 2 of these in the middle at Shalom thrift store in Cambridge when we were there on Valentine's Day. They were $1.50 each with the gray pattern. I couldn't pass them up. I knew right away I was going to use them in the hot chair. So I suppose if I put the light on, it might get rid of my reflection. I did not realize I had already thrifted one of these cute little teapots a year or more ago. And I thrifted a second one. I thought, oh boy, I unpacked it after I started opening up all the, sorry, there's the light showing up. After I unpacked all the Valentine stuff, I thought, oops. Yeah, they're pretty close. Pretty close in flower design on it. Now this I just found for $3. Was it $3.50? I passed the sweet cherub maybe even twice in Pine City Family Pathways. So I saw it there and I thought she was absolutely gorgeous porcelain. So beautiful. But I think it was the blue-gray wings that I just wasn't sure I wanted. It just didn't go with any of my other cherubs. I was mainly trying to get white ones, so that's why I let it sit there, and we went back for maybe a 3rd visit since Christmas, and she was still there. So I thought, this is crazy. You're coming home with me. Norm thinks she's pretty sweet too. Just beautiful, and I don't think there's any identification on her. Nope, there isn't. So I can't tell you at the moment. I didn't really do any research on her. But I'm glad. She's very, very heavy. Beautiful. And I showed you this last year, that was also a thrifted item from a Goodwill. Beautiful piece. It is a planter. And this might have been from an antique mall, but it was a real deal. Like, oh, I don't know if I paid anywhere from $4 to $7 even. It's hard to remember and where I saw it, but it's absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Budgies, parakeets. My cousin Linda has parakeets. They're so sweet. I grew up with them. I had at least 2 of them that I really remember. They were just so sweet and so fun. I had a blue one and a green one. Yep, that is a gorgeous piece. And I found this probably in an antique mall, but it was super cheap because there is a, it's not on this, yes it is on this side. On the base there is a chip, but that didn't bother me. I could have turned it around, but then the opening would have been in back, so yeah, that doesn't show that much. You probably wouldn't even have noticed it if I hadn't said anything. And you saw this last year. Isn't that cute? Such a neat piece. I probably found it at Goodwill in our neighborhood. That's where I end up the most because it's just so convenient. And that also has a chip in the corner. Right there. Yeah, so that doesn't bother me. I think it's awfully sweet. So I'm really thrilled being able to look at my milk glass pieces together like that. I don't know why I'd never done that before. This is the first time I've ever done that. It's nice to be able to have enough dishes to change your mind, or enough PYREX, right? I'm thrilled. I hope you like that and had fun seeing all the cute, inexpensive little China, porcelain, or Japan collectibles. So abundant, you can find them. I have shared this adorable plastic canvas wall hanging that somebody worked very hard on. I admire it. I admire all that time spent. They did a really nice job, and it's so cute. It could be used for Easter easily, but there's a lot of heart stuff going on there, so that's why I choose to put it out for Valentine's Day. I still love it. I just think they're so sweet. I found this last year after Valentine's Day, and I still have not touched it up yet. I hope you don't mind. I will do that with testers, gloss, enamel, little tiny bottles, and I get their thinner. So I will probably have to mix the pink with some red and white in order to try to get that. And if I can't match it perfectly, I will just redo those two pink hearts. But it's a Relpo planter. She is pretty cute. That was a nice find, very reasonable, I'm sure, because it was shipping. Now, this was from my brother's house, and I did share it last year. So my brother had this one, and he had that one. That's a very lovely one, and I did not try to find out where that is from. But it's in beautiful condition, and this one was too. It is a toothbrush holder, so it has holes across the top that last year I put little roses in. Made a vase out of it. I have to show you the other side. It's hilarious. Isn't that crazy? So they did more of a funny buck teeth look. Very silly. So I prefer the other side. Yeah, it's vintage, could be 70s. I forget what I put in my video last year to identify it, but you may have seen that too. This beautiful vintage candy jar, apothecary, whatever you want to call it, is just gorgeous, and I did find it at the Goodwill. I was very surprised. I think it was last summer. It's really a big one, quite heavy, but I was very thrilled. I don't think it was very much. I was kind of surprised, but I think I got my discount too, so that helped. Another thrifted cherub. Love them when they're in white. And I don't recall where we found this. It could have been in Hutchinson. It could have been from the treasure shed. I'm just not remembering. That looks like either chocolate chip cherry ice cream, or I don't know. That's probably what it is, but I used to have one of these many years ago, and I don't really even recall the color of the ice cream. It may have just been very pale. I don't think it had the splatter glaze to look like chocolate chips. I just don't recall. I'd have to look through a lot of our old photographs. I could probably find it. So I broke down and got that because I was thinking it would be very fun for February, anytime in summertime too. Very sweet. I do like it. This year, I thought it would be really fun to go look in a folder that I've had on our computer for many years of different holiday things, not just Valentine's, but every holiday I had some vintage pictures. And I mainly liked artwork, not photographs. And what I would do is set it up on our computer that all of those old photographs would become a screensaver for our computer. So it would just be really neat when you walk away from the computer and come back. It would be showing holiday pictures. But I did have one particular folder under Valentine's Day art that was old Valentines. So I thought it would be really fun to print some of these out larger than what they would have been as a cute little Valentine, I assume. So Norm thought it was kind of fun too, and he did use a couple of them in his window, but isn't that cute? Somebody asked what kind of printer we had in our last video, and I did explain it in the winter one when I was showing the deer picture, that it is a Epson R1900 photo quality, and it can print as large as 13 by 19. So that's how I've been able to get such large pictures over the years. And we do buy very quality paper, photo paper of all different kinds if you want a glossy photo, which I'm not crazy about. You can tell this one had glitter on it. It doesn't, it's just that the printout makes it look like it is, but that's pretty cute. So Norm helped me by cutting out most of these. He may have had that one in his window. I know he had a car one down below here with 2 kids in it, but I printed it out bigger than the one he had in his window. So you'll see in small print, a lot of them do say Made in USA. What does this one say down here? AmeriCard. Isn't that cute? I think more of you every day. That's so cute. Here's a sweet hen one. This one I always thought was really cute. And you probably caught a glimpse of that. I don't know if I went down far enough to show you the bottom mushroom. And they maybe have been glittered too. It looks like it to me. The Valentine. I think I had a few more that I just didn't bother with. Swan is cute. And Norm had this one in his window. Yeah, those two. And probably something else. This is very cute. Some of them weren't as sharp when you blew them up that big. That one, now I even enhanced. Tried to get the banana peeling more yellow because it just wasn't. It was very, very pale, and it even looks pale here, but I did get it a lot better than it was. I've been using Printmaster for, 10 years or more. Very long time. My version that I have right now is very old, and I just didn't use it much anymore, so I did not renew it because it was good enough and I liked it, and they're always changing things. So So I hope you think that was fun. I thought that was fun. It did bring a lot more blue out here in the kitchen, or turquoise. And I did not do that on the kitchen shelving. I took away all the turquoise and blue that I had out here for January, and I just wanted pink and red and white with some green with the PYREX. So let's see how that looks. I'm gonna back way up here so you can get a better view. The red glass is going to turn out probably kind of dark, but I do have quite a few ice lip pictures that either have roses on them or some flower, or I have two of them that have strawberries on them. So that's typically what I've done in the past if you've seen our old videos, but what's different, of course, is all of the washi tape that I tried to use to make it more fun. I hope you think that it makes it more fun. This one is pretty busy. I don't know if I would use that next year or not. Some of them, once you get them on, you think, oh boy, that's kind of busy. This isn't too bad. Hugs and kisses. Much more pink. There weren't too many that were real red in the package that I did manage to get delivered here. This one is very sweet. Still a pinky red in my view here. It's a little redder to you possibly, but this one is kind of loud, but it's also very fun. And I really thought this was cute, and I would have liked that one way up there with those busy pictures. But Norm helped me do this one here and the one up above. So I would have swapped them around if I had waited and thought about it more. And I never did change the polka dot one from Christmas. But there were some others, like a plaid. I didn't like the plaid, so we did take it off. I thought maybe I could use it, but not so crazy about it. In the center here are a couple of leftover mugs. I've got a lot of them with a little different design on them, but I have more of these than the rest of them. They are not marked. I'm not sure who did them, but I've really appreciated having purchased those many years ago. Now, one of these little canisters, I gotta look at the other one over here, still has its label on it. It says Libby. It's not dated. Made in Mexico, jar made in USA. I don't know why it says something or other made in Mexico down there. But they are identical. And it took me years to find a second one, like at least a year ago. So one of them, yep, I had in a previous Valentine video. But I'm kind of happy to find a second one. A lot of these tumblers, that might have been at least 2 or more years ago that Norm bought me 8 of these. Oh, I was so thrilled. I think I have the tiny juice ones too. Probably not 8 of them, but, and I was picking some of these mugs up for years, so I have a good supply of them. Like 13. I know it's an odd number, but that's what I happen to have right now. So I did have a lot of pink PYREX. I think I counted, wow, did I count 20 some pieces? I wouldn't doubt it. My brother had bought many pieces of pink PYREX. He really thought it was cool, and it is. I did not buy all this. I don't know if I even bought one piece. I'm just not sure. Didn't need to. That is so pretty. So fun. I wouldn't have minded more of that, but that's the only piece I have like that one. This is a very pretty pink, more rosy. I don't know if it even matches the one next to it. Is that a lasagna pan? But I think it matches the color of the one over there. And some of his lids didn't seem quite right. These seem okay, but there's that one over there past the lasagna pan. Just doesn't look right at all, but that's okay. So he had so many pretty pieces. And there's the rest of the mugs, more glasses. I did purchase this quite a few years ago. That is the Fenton creamer and sugar called Cabbage Rose, and there's a lot of pieces like compotes that were made with that design. I think I have an extra creamer sitting here that I did not intend. I was trying to figure out at the last minute because Norm brought up the big one down there. It was buried way on the bottom of all of the big ones we have. That's what happens. It just gets cycled around through the seasons and holidays, and that's why what you need is always on the bottom, right? I just found this for, I think it was $9.99, and I don't even remember already where it was. I even asked Norm, and he just forgot too. It's crazy that sometimes I just lose it, and I just can't tell you where I just picked up something, but I thought that was really, really reasonable. They're way more than that. Yep, way more, so I got a good deal. I forget who made that little candy dish. Oh yeah, Westmoreland, is that? I think so. It's the paneled grape, they call it. A lot of things in melt glass made with that design. So he had these fridgies too. I did decide to put that back up over there and 2 fruit ones on the other side. So I didn't want to take too long. These are the other little juice pitchers. I didn't want to take too long on this wall. My kitchen dining room videos always get way too long. I do love the rose ones and strawberry ones. This one here with the dark green leaves, we have the set of glasses that goes with it, and we did not get it at the same time. It took years before we ended up finding the picture actually. We had the glasses first. So that was nice to find the picture. And the glasses are behind me on the counter. These were the 2 trivets that I picked out because they were both fruit, red and green, mostly red and green and white, so that worked out fine. This is an old ice bucket I've had for many years. I used it every holiday to have ice in it for my brother Steve, who just loved having lots of ice cubes. And found that coffee server, I believe, at the Pink Squirrel sale last year. Over here on the side of the refrigerator, I've just got a few fun things. I found this really sweet love bug. I guess I'll have to call it that. I wouldn't exactly say a butterfly, so we'll just call it a love bug, huh? Somebody made that. So adorable. I'm so thrilled when I find plastic canvas pieces that people have made. And I thrift hot pads all the time, or pot holders. I just used that one last night. It was pretty handy to stick your hand in and thumb in those pockets there and pick up a very hot lid last night. I found this for 75 cents, and I can't remember which thrift store, but I love it. It's kind of a brown and cream on the sides, but it's a deep little tin that I can store some things in when I go to put stuff away, so that's brand new for me. And I decided just to put the malt maker here. You'll see I have an ice cream cone cookie jar behind me when I get to that eventually. So let's just look at what I ended up with for the pot holders up here, crocheted ones. Of course, I couldn't resist sticking a few felt hearts on some of them. It was kind of fun, but there were ones like these with roses on them that are just too pretty, of course. Wouldn't have worked very well anyways, but I do love the rose, so didn't want to cover up the beautiful flowers. This I just found for $1 at, wow, what thrift store was that? It was on Valentine's Day when we went to Cambridge. I'm not sure if that was Shalom. No, I know what that was. We went to the Pink Squirrel sale on Wednesday. This is Friday. So just a couple days ago, $1 at the Pink Squirrel. Wow, I thought I was very fortunate. So you've seen these, most of them, before in previous Valentine's video. I love that granny square one. I found that many years ago. That's so cute. This Norm painted for me, and I did share that with you last year. Those little birds can be turned any direction. It was in silver, I believe. It's plastic, Hong Kong little salt and pepper set, but I asked him to spray the base white and the birds red, and it turned out really good. Just a couple little toothpick holders there. I found this a couple years ago. I forget. You know, like the other brand of PYREX made somewhere else, and I never can remember it. There's 3 initials. J something J, I think. I don't know. I wanted to share this when I was showing you all the cruets in the window, but they were all geometric. This is the only one I have. It's really heavy. So I didn't end up showing it to you then for the winter one because it's got flowers on it. But it's a very tall one. Beautiful stopper in it. Yep, I like that. And then I found this many years ago. Really nice for a meatloaf or banana bread. Yeah, pumpkin bread. You saw me buy this book for $4 in the basement of Anoka Antiques on Main when we did a fun video last month or so. Yeah, there is recipes in the back, but they look French. They all have titles that look French. Yeah, it's really a fun book though. Fun stories. So this was a lovely pink pie plate that my brother had. I thought it would be fun to just stick some things to make some cupcakes, because I have a cupcake holder on the counter that I'll show you. And there's my crazy bouquet of crazy utensils that I'm always looking for. I just love doing that. And I've had this tin for many years. It was from probably Bibles for Missions many years ago. I love the thermos, fairly recent find. I've had this tin for many years. And this milk glass piece for quite a while, but aren't these cute? Very sweet, sweet gal sent us the biggest box of wonderful things. Candles, candle holder, very cool, skinny, long candles, and the holder for them, and milk glass pieces, beautiful planter I will show you in the living room, a little milk glass vase, and the fold out, tissue hearts for Norm's window, but a whole package. They're hot pink and red. Cake pokes, aren't they sweet? Yeah, I just had to show you those. She was so kind. I can't thank you enough again, Barb Siebert. She was just so sweet to us, with a lovely note too. So she spoiled me in particular. Yeah, she knows what I like. So that's that, and I have some very fun strawberries here. You've seen this before. This is a cute little quilted heart that I found, pad that I just love putting something like that like under our toaster so we can slide it in and out from the corner. Works great. But this was from the Morin Mansion a couple years ago. I think it was was it $10? There it is. Teleflora 1983. I know it was on there somewhere. So what's over in the window here? Lots of Avon things. It is getting close to dinner. It's like 4:45 now. We've been working out here and in the dining room and in the living room all day. Norm's helped with projects. Little projects, because I end up finding something new and then it needs a little work to incorporate it into our house or fix it. There's an Avon bottle and one on the other end, and I found 3 of these really little miniature red ruby vases that are I don't know if they could be Fenton. It could be. I didn't think to look that up, but I've had these bottles, little Avon bottles, for many years because I really liked them for mostly Valentine's Day, sometimes Christmas maybe, but I found 2 cardinals in Duluth, Cardinal Avon bottles with plastic heads. And this I thrifted too. It was like $5 many years ago, and it's a quality Amberina bottle that I had no idea of its value. I'm getting a little hoarse, sorry. Yeah, it was many years ago that I found that bottle, so I was really happy. I thought it was maybe a cheap one. I don't know. I figured if it was $5, it was probably a cheap bottle, but it's not. So there's the other repeat on that side. It's fun to put the red glass in this kitchen window because it shows up so much better. And I just purchased, was in a thrift store, the two end ones. These are more floral, so I think they're wonderful. They look lacy. I enjoy looking at that. Oh, did I tell you about thrifting this little bird several years ago? Again, from the Goodwill store. It was a Christmas ornament. Yeah, blown glass. Very fun. This tray I've had for many years. I thought it was quite dramatic. It's a deeper tray. It was in beautiful condition. Too long ago to remember where I may have found that, but most everything I get is from the thrift stores, as you know. I didn't change the straws in there. I just kept them winter snowflakes. I didn't purchase any Valentine ones. I love this milk glass hobnail butter dish. Thought it was so sweet with that plate underneath, so Valentine lacy looking. Very pretty for using on your table. And I just thrifted this not too long ago. It's so pretty for little sugar bowl for Norm. He uses sugar, but it's very pretty. At least it has a lid for your sugar. I have shared this cute little strawberry jar before to put tea bags in. This is the set of beautiful rose glasses, and it did come that way when we found it in this lovely glass carrier. I see one once in a while with a set of glasses, not very often, but that was quite a few years back. And since then, like a couple years ago, we found the pitcher to go with these glasses. So that was on the shelving with all the PYREX. Norm was so sweet. He went over and got me some Nadia cakes in our city, not very far from us at all, right downtown area. They have wonderful quality cupcakes, and they are absolutely delicious, and they usually have a cream cheese frosting, but they also offer cupcakes with dairy-free ingredients and also gluten-free, so that was very nice too. I'll try them some other time. I would prefer dairy-free, but now because they come in a very plain, thin white cupcake paper, you could display like I'm doing with foil ones or some other decorative one just to put underneath it. It isn't going to be tight around it, but it still helps to decorate it up. I will probably freeze them. He won't be eating these. He's not into that kind of thing. He likes chocolate fudge cake. So these are all mine. This one is called Pretty in Pink, and it is an almond cherry cake and frosting. Sounds really yummy. I don't think I've tried that one yet. And this one is strawberry frosting, and there's a strawberry filling in it. And this one is lemon drop. Delicious lemon cake, cream cheese frosting, and there's a wonderful tart lemon filling inside. I've always loved this one. So I hope you might someday decide to order something like that. Probably would be good during the winter months when it's cold for shipping, because they do ship. Very nice store. and is local to the Twin Cities originally. Yum. I found a couple of mugs years ago that were just odd ones. The one on the left is Lefton and stamped that on the bottom. The one on the right is just stamped Japan. So I have used those every day during February, and Norm has some that he likes too. We've got other odd ones. Let's see, this one is not stamped, but it's very pretty with gold on it, so we use that too. Love the porcelain ones. Very sweet. The flowers in the back is actually an old Hong Kong bouquet of, I would assume, hors d'oeuvre picks, and they are just cute to leave them there in the basket. It's a little sweet little white basket. So cute to decorate anywhere with it. This candle really does smell good. I did thrift it a couple years ago. I do enjoy it this time of year. It's quite different. It looks like the company is Candier, C-A-N-D-I-E-R. I've never heard of it before, but isn't this a funny name for it? Your best friend be like, I'm not coming unless there's wine. That's funny. But it's a sweeter, rich smell to me, and yet none of these ingredients seem like it would make up this smell. But this is what it says is in it. Cypress, pine, eucalyptus, mint, tonka bean, and smoke. I have never heard of tonka bean before. Have you? Maybe that's the sweet smell. I'll have to look that up and see what that is. I don't know, but I do like the smell. It's very pretty. So I was glad I found that at the thrift store. I always look for candles at the thrift store. So this video has gotten pretty long again. I'm glad you stayed here to watch all of it. I thank you so much for all of your very sweet support. We absolutely both love reading your comments on what you enjoyed seeing. We like knowing what you collect, and we hope you continue to thrift. Come back to see the living room. It was fun doing it, and I hope it'll be something else that you enjoy too. And just so you know, the candles are straight. I just wish that the camera wouldn't do that, but it angles things outward. Yeah, kind of crazy. Have a wonderful day now. Stay well, and we'll see you again soon.